Morning, students. The people are available or only icons are here. Respond me back. The people are there or only icons are here. Thank you, Dharani. So, what we are going to see today? So, in the till the last session, we discussed about the AI and different applications of AI pertaining to machine learning and deep learning. We have seen types of agents and types of environment and types of problems. These are all the things that we have seen in till now in Unit One. In Unit One, the last topic is problem solving approach to typical AI problems. This is the last topic actually. So, how to approach that? Already you have come across varieties of algorithms in your data structures paper, especially in AI. Every problem can be treated as a search based problem. Based on searching that we could be able to solve a problem. That's the idea to project over there. Very specifically, the problem domain will be represented as a tree making a start state and goal state. Start state is the initial state, goal state is the state where we will get our solution. Okay, so likewise, an example problem I will show you first how it is being solved. Already you know some techniques, how to apply those techniques to solve that problem. Let us see in that way. So, first, 8 puzzle problem. So, this is the start state. How to arrange this, right? So, you can use that empty space as a swapping space for this. Finally, how I have to get? I have to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 continuously. That's all. That is the idea, right? So, this is the initial state. How it is reaching the goal state without any algorithm, right? Observe. Observe this animation, how it is swapping. So, see this. Again, I'll replay the content. So, this is the goal state for this problem. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So, how you are arranging? It may vary from person to person. If you are not going to follow any algorithm, it may vary from person to person. This empty square is the swapping space for you. So, that's the buffer for you to move the corresponding or exchange the place between two nodes, right? So, how to reach from start state to goal state by following some algorithm. So, that is the idea here. Okay. So, let us see first algorithm. So, breadth first search. Already you have come across this. Okay. I think the animation ground will be visible to you. and reduce the animation speed. So breadth first search means it will complete its levels. That is what breadth first search. It will complete its levels, then it will go in depth. Okay. So here you have the option to start the search. I'll share this link also in the chat. When you are free, you try this. You can try with the different nodes. Okay. So for example, I'm going to give the starting node as 0. I'm going to run this. So BFS is using the data structure Q. Right. Well, I'm going to start from 0. This could be the procedure. For example, I'm going to start from 2. Since it is a directed graph, it would be nominal for you to visit the available nodes. Okay, so if I'm going to change it as a undirected graph, now I'll give a 0. What are all the direct connectivity? First it will complete. Then among the completed one, it will choose one. Then again it will go to the sublevels of the corresponding one. So ultimately, all the nodes are getting visited, right? So while you are going to frame the problem, it is advisable that the problem can be directed through, the problem can be formulated through undirected graph, so that I could be able to reach the solution at any stage in a easier fashion. If I'm going to make it as a directed one, what will happen? Suppose if you are not going to visit the node or you don't have the possibility to visit the node, the problem will end up with some complex heuristic. Right? To avoid that, frame the problem in terms of directed graph, undirected graph. Right? So that's the idea. For example, I'm going to change the starting node as 5. Okay. For 5, the immediate levels are 2 and 7. Now it taken from 2. Immediate levels of 2 are 0 and 1. Immediate levels of 7, 3 and 4. Immediate levels of 2, sorry, immediate levels of 3, immediate levels of 4. So that could be the case that how it is being solved. Likewise, depth first search. Okay, so depth first search means first it will complete its individual depth. Okay, then it will go for the levels of depth. Let us start with a 0. Depth of 0 is 1. Depth of 1 is 3. Does the 3 have its depth? Depth of 3 is 7. Does the 7 have its depth? Depth of 7 is 4. 4 has its depth. Depth of 4 is 6. 6 has its depth as a 2. 2 has its depth as a 0. Already it was visited. So it is going for 5. 5 has its depth as 1. 1 already visited. 5 has its depth 1 more depth as 6. So by that, the connectivity for all the nodes could be established. For all the nodes, the depth will be computed. Likewise, they are showing, right? While we are going to solve, what we will do, we will omit the contents that already visited. Once it assumes that all are made it to be true, it will come out. Okay. So the order will be 0, 6, 1, 7, 2, 4, 3. This would be the DFS order for the given graph. If I am going to start with assume that I am going to start with the 5. So initially, every visited node can be coded as F. It's very easy for us to identify. Once we visited, we can make it as true. So by that, it's very easy for me to identify the unvisited nodes. It will be easy for our programming. That is the reason why the representation has been given like this. So the reason that it is coming again or back, the thing is, it should be a complete program, right? Either or have we computed depth for all the nodes or not? That is what happening there. So they are doing in the animation in a full-fledged way, right? So that's the idea. Now you try to solve for this problem. This is the given graph for DFS. I have shared you the link in the chat. You can use the chat and find it out. The solution for this DFS problem. Solve it. Take 5 minutes time. So you people are solving the problem, right? Make sure that unit 1 have problems, unit 2 have problems, unit 3 have problems, unit 4 have problems, unit 5 has theory. So practice makes you perfect. Let us vouch through the solution.
To proceed further, one must know the stack data structure and its relevant operation that is push and pop. On the right hand side, you can see an empty stack in space which is used for keeping track of all the visible nodes. To start with, we have node A. We'll push it from stack and we'll add it to the output sequence and we'll mark it as useful. Now, according to depth first search technique, we'll check the top of the stack in which we have A and we'll check all the adjacent unvisited nodes of A. We have B and F. Following the alphabetical order, we'll push B onto the top of the stack and we'll add it to the output sequence and mark it as useful. Now B being at the top of the stack and A as only adjacent visited nodes, there is no other goal. So we'll pop up from the stack B. Now we have A at the top of the stack and S as the adjacent unvisited node. So we'll push S to the top of the stack and we'll add it to the sequence. Mark it as visible. Now S at the top of the stack and C and G are the two adjacent unvisited vertices. Alphabetically, we'll push C on the top of the stack and add it to the sequence. Mark it as visible. C has D, E, and F as adjacent unvisited nodes. So alphabetically, we'll push D onto the top of the stack and add it to the sequence and mark it as visible. D being at the top of the stack with C as an only adjacent but visited node, so there is no other code. We'll pop it up from the stack. Now we have C at the top of the stack and E and F as the adjacent elements of C. So we'll push E alphabetically first and add it to the sequence and mark it as visible. We have H as the adjacent element which is unvisited. We'll push it to the top of the stack and we'll add it to the sequence. Mark it as visible. H has G, so we'll push it to the top of the stack, add it to the sequence, mark it as visible. And at last, we have A, we'll push it to the top of the stack and add it to the sequence, marking it as visible. Now F as the top symbol of the stack and F has both C and G as visited nodes and adjacent nodes, we'll pop it off. Similar is the case with G, we'll pop it off. Similarly with H, E and C, we'll pop H, E and consecutive with C. Same is the case with A and B as the last symbol of the stack and that is A. So we'll pop it off. And that's it. Stack is empty. This operation will trigger the algorithm to stop. And this is how depth first search algorithm works. You can see the output sequence produced below.
So that's the interesting case on this. I suggest you to solve series number of problems on BFS and DFS. That will give you a wide notion on that, as well as three more techniques are there. If you come across the a very interesting problem, water jug problem, right? This is the problem. So I am pasting it in your WhatsApp group. So you have three jugs, they can hold 12 liters, 8 liters, and 5 liters respectively. Your 12-liter jug is full of water. How can you split up the water to give away exactly 6 liters and keep 6 liters? You will get different variations also here, right? Don't stick to that problem. Don't stick to that values, that it may vary from content to content, right? And this could be the a formal approach to solve the problem. Don't worry about the representations. Nothing but they are checking that availability and empty of the content. Okay, so that's a very famous problem. So a water jug problem. You have given two jugs, a 4-gallon one. Instead of that unit metric, they are using the liter. A 3-gallon one, a pump which has unlimited water, which you can use it to fill the jug. The ground on which water may be poured, neither jug has any measuring markings on it. That's the actual problem. Neither jug has any measuring markings on it. So how can you exactly get 2 gallons of water in the 4-gallon jug? Right. So that is the actual problem statement that they are given. So depending upon this problem statement, you have to approach the problem. Simple thing, you can use your common sense. If you are very good in solving active problems, then it's very easy for you. No need to stick to any type of what do you call algorithms. Just a simple iterations. First iteration, what you will do. Second iteration, what you will do. Third iteration, what you will do. That will take you to work with the problem in a easier way. That's all, right? So this could be the best solution for this. So how you will fill the check? So you have to mention the status of the corresponding is jug also. So the action that what you are going to follow, that must be mentioned, right? So it, it's a it would be like a problem that will come in supplements of Dinamalar and Dinatandi, right? That much easy problem it is. But if you are going to solve this problem based upon any algorithm, then it will take time. But my suggestion is you can use it through your common sense, because artificial intelligence doesn't depends on any algorithms based on human intelligence. If your algorithm takes the time complexity, but your common sense has take lesser time complexity on that, then there is no need of algorithm. You can follow your common sense, right? So that is the thing. Where does it differ? Where does it differ? Your common sense and computer algorithms. The place where you are going to start. That is the only thing. The intermediate path, how you are going to travel. What is the difference between the algorithm way and what is the difference between your own way? A very simple Sudoku problems that you are solving daily in Hindu newspapers or any other newspapers. Depending upon your own approach, you will follow. You won't follow anything, stick to that, right? So that would be the case. So to refresh with that, solve this problem that is visible to you now. I think you know how to solve this problem. Every 3 cross 3 matrix must consist of number 1 to 9. The row and column should not intersect with the 1 to 9. That is the condition. But make sure that while you are going to close the puzzle, every 3 cross 3 matrix must hold 1 to 9. Okay. Come on, take your time and solve this problem. Once if you completed, take the photograph of the final solution that what you have solved, post it in your class WhatsApp group, waiting for your answer. Come on, start doing it. We will check your common sense, as well as its application of an 8 queens problem.